So obviously, we'll see what glitches we will have to troubleshoot today. And I'll just wait for people to join us. And let's see if anybody's here. If you are here, let me know in the chat. I'll just send a hi message in the chat so that you can see that you can respond to this, and I see myself showing up on different platforms. So as soon as I see someone there, we're gonna dive into the process of writing this book. Well, we start with procrastinating this as much as you can procrastinate. So, no, of course, that's a joke. That wasn't that funny, but so this book was written in 2023, Digital Pathology One-on-One, and this is what we're talking about. What I wanted to share with you right now is a code to download the not to download this. Well, you can download this as well, but we're going to be writing the new version. So what's the point? Other than receiving other cool emails from me, a better thing to do is to join the waiting list. So of course I thought I had it figured out and I could share the QR code with you, but maybe I can. Let me try. Stay with me. Stay with me. I think I can share this a window. No, I'll figure it out later. I'll figure out how to share it with you. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna put it in the chat as waiting list, as the link to the waiting list. Let me know if you hear me. Let me know if everything is okay on your end and where you're tuning in from. That's my most important question because it's 6 a.m. in Pennsylvania. We're streaming again at 6 a.m. So, whoever is here at this time, I appreciate you very, very much. And I see some people joining on YouTube. And honestly, I don't know if it's giving me the correct numbers. So, let's just start. So back to the basics. Digital Pathology One-on-One. All you need to know to start and continue your digital pathology journey. It's a book I have written at the end of 2023, and so much has changed specifically in the medical AI and pathology AI world since 2023. So I decided I need to update it. How will I update it? Like, what's the process? So I already have used ChatGPT to help me write this one. So it was based on different lectures, the courses I prepared. There is a bunch of content. If you've been following me for some time, you know how many videos there are on YouTube, and that there is the Digital Pathology podcast that comes out more or less weekly. And if this is your first time, I'm Dr. Alex. I'm a veterinary pathologist and on a mission to bring digital pathology to the world, because digital pathology is the gateway to fast diagnosis, and patients deserve fast diagnosis. So I teach healthcare professionals and health enthusiasts about digital pathology and bring the right businesses in front of them to increase the speed and access to care. And one of the steps in my teachings is this book, which is available on my website, digitalpathologyplace.com, for free, this very version if you want it. And what we're doing right now, we're writing the new version. So I already used ChatGPT to write this one. Based on, I structured several of my lectures. There's a logical flow to it, and all that stuff. But because there's so much new things going on, I decided to leverage AI one more time to write the new version. And what did I base it on? Let me share something with you. Well, let me just share the platform I'm going to be using. This time, I'm not going to be using ChatGPT. What I'm going to be using is Claude. let me share my screen with you. And if you hear me well, let me know in the chat, in the comments, wherever you're joining. You can join on different platforms. So wherever you're joining, let me know. I don't see like the particular platforms at the moment because I'm just like streaming to different ones. But you can let me know where you're tuning in from. And you should be able to see my screen, and I should be able to draw on this screen. Let's just check it. Can I draw with this drawing tool? It's giving me a little bit of trouble, but that's okay. We can live with that. Come on. Or maybe we cannot. So we're just gonna use... Can I make it bigger? I can make it bigger. Okay. And is this working? Okay. When I use it with a mouse, it's working. So we are in Claude. Claude is a large language model. Shoot. I'm sorry for that. Claude, can I draw on everything? No, I can only draw here. So we are in Claude. Claude is a language model that is a large language model, right? I don't know the details about the model, but I've worked with the tool a lot, and it's like a cousin of ChatGPT. Why did I decide to use Claude this time? And I'm going to show you like how I started it. We're just starting, and I'm going to be sharing this journey with you and documenting it. And I see more people joining. Thank you so much for joining me live on this one. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Also, to let me know that this chat was working. Do you see my chat messages? It's the first time we're using this tool after a break, so I do need your help. Okay, back to the process. So I decided to use Claude because it has this option of projects, and maybe ChatGPT has that already, but I discovered this before ChatGPT had this option, if it has it, and I like it a lot because what you can do here is you can give it instructions, but I mean, the only instruction I gave here in this case was I'm updating my book, and here are the sources. And the other thing that is important are the files that you can add and draw on them. So this is leveraging the concept. Let me move my thingy. Yeah, leveraging... guys, I'll figure it out. By the 7th live stream of this, I'm gonna be proficient. Anyway, and I cannot move when I draw. So there's this concept of retrieval augmented generation, RAG, right? Where you can leverage a large language model to go and do this intelligent search. You will see it on Google already. You probably know the platform Perplexity. You know all the other things that like use the large language model to go to data and retrieve stuff from the data. And if you give it explicitly instruction to just restrict the search to the data, it's going to do a better job. It's not going to do a perfect job. So why do I know it's not going to do a perfect job? So I use it a lot for preparing presentations, preparing scientific stuff, preparing conference talks, right? And obviously there's this part of referencing what you're saying, right? So I naively at the beginning thought, oh, I'm just gonna like tell it to bring me the references, and sure enough, it brings you the references. But sometimes when it doesn't have the correct reference, it invents it, and it looks when you format it. I'm gonna maybe bring it next time to show you how it looks. When it's formatted as like, let's say, American Medical Association style of referencing, right? So if you just glance at it, oh, it's a reference. When you click on it, it's either not a reference at all, it shows you an error, or it shows you like a totally unrelated publication that it retrieved. So let's be careful with AI always, and that's going to be also included in the update of the AI book. But the concept of RAG, retrieval augmented generation, right, is something we need to be familiar with because we are leveraging it here. So I have a bunch of files uploaded to this file tab in Claude, and I am using 21% of the capacity at the moment. And what did I upload there? So let me move this. No, I think I can still do it. So what did I upload there? Couple of things. This book, because this is what I'm updating, right? So I want the AI to go check what could be improved. And then kind of examples how I would want to improve it. So it's not in a particular order, but I'm gonna guide you through this. So this is my book, and I had to compress it because otherwise it was too big to upload. It has a limit. What's our limit? I don't know. It will tell you what the limit is. And when I did the full PDF with images and all that stuff, it was too much. And obviously, I needed more sources there, so I had to compress it, which I did. So we have my book, and because that's what we're going to be updating. Then there is a book. So there are a couple of books. So let me structure it better for you. Um, how I wanted to do it, there is the form of the book and there is the content of the book. And I want to improve both in this process because I was kind of freestyling this. The content is still like solid, everything is solid, but I feel that there could be a better reader experience when going through this book, right? So there's going to be improvements on the form and there's going to be improvements on the content. And on the form, something that I liked a lot and one thing that I need to add. So let's go back to the sources and let's talk about the form. There is this AI writer book. Oh, shoot, my mouse is not reacting correctly. And do you guys still see the screen? You should be able to see it. It disappeared on me for a second. So, AI writer book. This is a book about how to write search engine optimized copy for blogs. And why did they include it here? Because to have something that is search optimized means it is very easy to follow in terms of structure, because we want before even AI, before the large language models, before the conversational way of speaking to AI, you had to structure your text online to be searchable and to be searchable in an easy way so that all the search engines could go and see, okay, this is the heading, this is the heading, and there is a logical structure to this text. And there's a book on this and that I had a PDF of, and I uploaded this to my sources because I want this book, even though it's not a blog, to be structured in that way because it's a nonfiction book, that it's going to have some stories, but it's going to be a lot of informational content that I want to be structured in a specific way so that you have the best reader experience, um, even though it's not a blog, right? So there's a specific form. And there's another thing that I wanted because there are a bunch of courses on my website. So let me find this. Let me find what I'm trying to show you. Again. It's funny. I say again whenever I record a YouTube video. My editor already knows that when I say again, it's like I'm redoing from scratch. So if you guys hear again, it means I made a mistake and now we're going to do it right. So we already talked about the AI writer book, but what I'm looking for, 100 Money Models by Alex Hermosi. Dr. Alex, what does 100 money models have to do with digital pathology? Like, how is that related? And so this 100 money models by Alex Hermosi. Alex Hermosi is, if you have not heard of him, he's a big person in the money making space, I would say. But for like people who start in the online entrepreneurship field, this is one of the people who did that, who like sold stuff online and then offline, and now he's teaching how to make money. But what is important here is not about this money making thing, but what he has in this book, and obviously I read this book because I'm now in this online teaching space, right? So what he has there in this book, he also has a bunch of trainings, bunch of courses, where he strategically places in the book that he wrote, so that if somebody wants to dive deeper after a particular chapter, he sends them to that course. And I want to do that for you as well, because everybody is at a different step of this digital pathology journey. So some of you are just starting, and this is like brand new thing, never heard of digital pathology, or never um, experience like pathology. Maybe you're working in this space, but not yet, your institution is not yet digitized. You want to just learn what this is, or see if this is something you want to bring to your institution or dive deeper into as an individual. And but there are also people who want to dive deeper into a specific topic, maybe image analysis, maybe it's gonna be the regulatory part, or AI part. This is the one that we're going to be updating heavily because so much has happened, right? So I want to structure it in a way that you have the additional resources in this book as well. So this is the form, and that's why I included this um, book by Alex Hormozy, The Money Models, because I thought he did a fantastic job placing the additional resources in the flow of the book, which I loved. So even though this has nothing to do with the content, it has a lot to do with the form. So that's what you guys are gonna get there. And now let's focus on the AI chapter. The AI chapter currently has, um, let me check what AI chapter has. We have a specific chapter on image analysis. Well, no, actually, chapter 3. If you already have this book, in chapter 3, we have image analysis, artificial intelligence, and machine learning in pathology. And we have it all lumped together. It's not going to be lumped together anymore. We have stuff like what is AI, pathology, informatics, and terminology and summary. It's like not that much. But what we did recently on the YouTube channel and across social media, you have probably heard about the 7-part AI series, and I want to show it to you. That's why I'm typing right now. In Modern Pathology. Modern Pathology is a journal, and they introduced this, and I'm going to share it in 1 second with you. Come on. Yeah. Share screen. Okay, Modern Pathology, yes. Modern Pathology did this, introducing an essential 7-part artificial intelligence review series, a guided journey into the future of pathology and medicine. Oh my goodness, this is such a fantastic resource. And those of you who have been joining me on these live streams know that we went through all these papers. We went through all these papers together. It wasn't consecutive weeks, but during 7 weeks, we went through every single one of these papers. And you can also find this on YouTube as a playlist. So if you want to go through it, you can do it. In my digital pathology store, you can find it curated as a course as well. And it's going to make its way to the book as well. Actually, I already started collecting everything that we need for this. So what will we need for this? Obviously, the papers, right? So let me get rid of this one, the papers. And I uploaded all these papers. And the authors. Does it show? Come on, show. Okay, so and I have them numbered. These are my numbering. They're not numbered like that, but I have all 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So I have 7 of them uploaded to Claude because I wanted the original source. Um, I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. I'm gonna get back to it. Um, I don't see comments coming through, so I don't know if the chat is not working. Comment, and I'll investigate later. Just do me a favor and put something in the comments, just like say hi, so that I can see if this is actually working or not. I only see my stuff, and I don't know if the links that I shared to the store are working as well. And I want to share the link to the waiting list, because you can actually sign up for the waiting list of this book. I probably said it at the beginning already. Mm, Let me give it to you again. 1 second. And in the meantime, as I'm looking for this link, you guys can send me a comment. Yeah. No, this one. Send me a comment that you actually hear me well, and I'll investigate later if these comments are working. No, I shared the waiting list with you. I didn't share the store. Doesn't matter. Okay. See, you need to say this. You need to tell me in the comments. Alex, focus. You already shared this with us. Stop rambling and get back to the process. Okay, so we have the original papers, right? But we already went through these papers. You can find the playlist on YouTube, and whoever is interested, I'm going to share it later as well if you have not joined us. So because I speak to you in a specific way, I want my book to reflect the way I talk to people. Obviously, in a more like structured and a little bit more professional way, with. But I want it to be as accessible, as clear as I hope to come across speaking. And if I ever don't come across clear enough, you put a question in the chat and I answer this on the fly. Because one thing that I hate very much, other than the abbreviations that every American uses for every single branch of science, including medicine and everything else. Because I didn't grow up, and I didn't. I had my education in Poland, so obviously I didn't grow up, so to say. I didn't learn pathology. Well, pathology I learned in Germany, but I didn't learn veterinary medicine in English. So like. Yeah, I know PCR. I know, like, immediately I will know what this abbreviation means. But for example, what's the complete blood count? CBC, right? So I have to say it to myself in my mind to know, okay, CBC is complete blood count. And then I know the abbreviation. So that's one thing. But another thing that I don't like is when somebody assumes that you have prior knowledge uh, that you don't have, right? So then you cannot really benefit from the lecture or from the teaching, because uh, you don't understand what they're explaining, because they don't explain, like, anyway. Doesn't matter. I want this to come across super clear. So if you have seen the previous version and you think not everything is clear, you send me an email so that I can improve this in the next version. So, but what am I getting at? There is actually a thought that I want to convey. So we had these. My screen disappeared. Everything disappeared. Where is my Claude? Ay, 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 ay. Claude disappeared on me, guys. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. We can do it. Okay, I'm in there. I'm in there. Projects, because I want to show you what I uploaded. And the book project. I have a bunch of other projects, so I cannot show you everything. But once I'm in the project that I want to show you, there should be nothing anything else there? Okay, we're back. We're back. We can share. We are back and we can share. Okay, thumbs up if you see the screen. Um, and okay, so we have this. Let me move my thingy for writing. We had the papers, and we also have the transcript. So what I'm going to be heavily leveraging is the transcripts from the talks I gave, from the podcast. I want to include some stories, like some of my podcast guests have really powerful stories that illustrate that this digital pathology area of pathology is not just a med tech hype and nice to have, but something that actually can accelerate, speed up the diagnosis, increase access to care. And I want to show their stories because they're super powerful. So that's going to be in the book as well. It's going to make it a little bit more entertaining and relatable, because I mean it's very technical topic. So okay, guys, I see something in the chat. No, I think the chat is not coming through. Okay, so I have this transcripts, right? We did um all the papers, 1 out of 7, 2 out of 7, 3 out of 7, 4 out of 7, right? You get the point. All the transcripts are there. So what I will do, I will have my Claude, and maybe we're gonna do it live. But I'm gonna start. Actually, I'm gonna start something today, so it's not just like explaining what am I gonna do and then explaining next time. I'm gonna do something today. But another thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask the AI, our Claude, to blend the information, or like blend my transcript, my way of speaking, with the content of the article. I want it to be merged, because on one hand, I want the original information from the paper. So if I like misspoke something or simplified something too much while speaking, I want this information to be retrieved from the paper, but I don't want it to be like a replica of the paper. The paper is already out there, right? I want to put it in a clear, concise, relatable, simple language for somebody who is just starting this journey to be able to fully leverage this information. So we're going to be using transcript, we're going to be using the papers, and that's going to power the improvement of the AI chapter. Um, and the authors in Modern Pathology did a fantastic job on explaining all the aspects there. So that's going to be there. And now let's actually see this in action and see where it's going to fail us, because it's going to fail us. Let's just be prepared for that we're gonna have to troubleshoot, we're gonna have to read everything, and we're gonna have to like give it suggestions. So we're like working as if we were working with an assistant. So what I wanted to start with is, and apologies for the tapping, you're gonna hear me typing and tapping on the keywords. So the first thing I wanted to do is compare my structure to uh, it's going to be a complex task. So there's another thing. So you probably have heard about this concept of prompt engineering, right? Prompt engineering is how to talk to AI so that AI gives you the results you want to get. I suck at prompt engineering, but you know who's fantastic at prompt engineering? The AI itself. So if I wanted to like later, and actually we can do this. We can do this and have these prompts at the end of the series. We can have all these prompts ready. So what am I referring to? What I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna be like as imperfectly as I usually do. Um, as I would guide somebody. I mean, as best as I can and as imperfect as I can, I'm gonna guide AI towards what I want. And it's also a process, so I don't know exactly if like the exact steps that I want. There's something more and that I want to include in the sources I'm gonna tell you. But basically, I'm gonna guide it with words and tell it as best as I can what I want from it, right? So let me tell you first what I want and then try to type it. Actually, you should be able to record it, like to voice do it, probably. But I don't have it set up, so we're just gonna talk about it. So what I want right now is have the structure of my old book, have the SEO book, and the structure of Alex Hermosi book um, incorporated into my old book. So let's see if how I can tell this to AI. Okay, we're gonna do this. Look at the structure and table of content of, I need to reference it correctly, Digital Pathology One-on-One book of the uploaded digital next time I'm gonna have it set up for speaking. One-on-one PDF and improve it by analyzing the AI writers AI writer book PDF, AI writer book PDF, Alex Hormozy book, and in terms of content in the AI chapter, add the topics covered in the modern pathology publications. And I have a bunch of probably like mistakes, but let's see what it comes up with. If it's gonna help us or not, and then we're gonna take it from there. But basically, that is gonna be my first step. We're gonna see what it is showing us, if it makes sense, what we like, what we don't like, and that's gonna be it for today. In the meantime, I'm gonna be working on it, and we'll probably meet again on Friday. So if you're curious about this, how to write a book with AI, or not really like how to write the book. The how to is going to be after we're done. It's more accompanying me in the process. Okay, and we have something. Oh, good. It's giving us some good stuff here. Look how it's like structuring everything in the tables. Like, Claude, you're my friend. You're such a great friend, right? We have to wait for it to finish doing it. But once it's done, we see, and then we're gonna see what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. And then I'm gonna probably be copying to a Google Doc in parallel to this. And if you're looking at this and thinking, oh, this is like a stupid way of doing this, it's inefficient, she should do this, she should do something else, leave me a comment that just, be kind so that I don't cry right after reading your comments. And you know what? Our community of digital pathology trailblazers, that you guys are so kind, because I get comments on different points of views, different ways of approaching things, always in such a respectful way that it basically opens my mind, because you can get feedback in different ways, right? And if you get it in a critical, online, you call it trolling way, then you are instantly in the you want to defend yourself, right? Because you feel attacked. Whereas the trailblazers, they always make my mind expand. So if you have a comment to whatever I'm posting there online, put it in the comments. I read them, and if it's a different point of view, if it's even like a correction or whatever, I welcome it. So, and not only this, by doing this, you are contributing to the narrative and not just like passively consuming it. And every single contribution like that is advancing digital pathology. So I welcome it, and other trailblazers love it as well. So let's have a look at it before we go and get coffee, because it's 6:35 and I need another coffee. Okay. Can we like move this a little bit here? What does it say? Okay, digital pathology one-on-one improvement structure analysis. It actually understood what I wanted from it. I want to improve current structure assessment strengths. Oh, it's so cute. This AI, it always like does this sandwich. Do you know the sandwich method of like you always have to praise somebody before you give them critical feedback, and then you praise them again. And even though you know the method, that it's like a method of giving feedback to like some leadership method, when you hear it that way, it always sounds better than just like going straight to the critical thing. So AI is doing that with us as well. So cute. It's going to tell me the strengths of the book: clear progression from basics to advanced topic, practical focus, real world applications, industry experience driven, regulatory compliance coverage, beginner friendly approach with terminology explanations, right? Areas for improvement based on AI writer's book and Alex Hormozy: hook and emotional connection. Current issues. Your preface is informative but lacks emotional punch. Um, yes. So that's something I want to address also with the stories from my trailblazers who were guests on my podcast. And actually, this week I finished an initiative. I called it Trailblazer Feature Program. So there's going to be a couple of trailblazers who are subscribed to my email list that are going to be coming on the podcast. I'm super excited about that because you guys have such powerful stories. And the more of these stories, the more power we have to advance digital pathology, right? But in terms of like book structuring, writing principles, the emotional connection is also important for education, because if you can activate emotion, you activate the learning, and then you absorb what you're reading. And I don't want you to like study it for a freaking month. I want you to read it and know what to do with it, go to your team and be able to implement immediately, right? So emotion. Let's just go through the headlines, because otherwise we're gonna sit here for another hour. uh, Content organization: current versus improved chapter flow. Look, it's giving me a table. Like let's see if I can do this. Current, improved, and why. It's even telling me why. How sweet, right? Here it tells me, okay, give immediate value. Yes, like I don't want you to wait for value. I want you to get it right now. You already like put the effort in signing up for the waiting list. You've waited for this book. Give immediate value, right? And things like that. Okay, then why can't I scroll? I used to be able to scroll. Whatever. Those tools. An enhanced AI chapter based on modern pathology publications. Right. So we already said that we have basic introduction. I cited the 3 chapters, right? Recommended expansion. Um, a bunch, because we have like we have chapter 3A, chapter 3B. Maybe I'm gonna like make a mini book out of this as well, for those who just want this part. And if you want that, you leave me a comment, right? So basically covering everything that's in the 7-part series. Then obviously storytelling enhancement. So in Alex Hormozy's book, he gives, every time he like explains a concept, he gives a real life example, and he gives his examples. Not only his, actually, he also has his tribe giving examples. So that's what I want to do here. I want to feature trailblazers. I want to feature those who were on my podcast. I want to feature those who contribute to the publications that we that we cover on Fridays, but now we're going to be switching gears and until the book is ready, because if I don't do it with you live, this book is going to be is the procrastination queen, truly yours, is going to keep procrastinating. So I have to do it live with you, um because otherwise those who are not live with us are never going to get it. Anyway, storytelling, right? Outcome focused structure. um that's going to be a little bit more challenging for me, because the outcomes of digital pathology are not like, okay, you implement and you get so many dollars back in your institution in a month. It's like a multi-year process, or like, okay, you implement and suddenly the patients can reap this and this and that benefit. It's a little bit more multifaceted. I have to think through this. Yeah, for example, this kind of like how to cut diagnosis time by 60%. Here, my friend AI, this is not the case. I know that this is like coming from the marketing perspective of like, okay, what's in it for me. It's a little bit more complex than that, and we're gonna address this complexity. So Claude is helping us. Okay. I love like how it applies the marketing principles to healthcare. Sometimes it applies, sometimes it doesn't. Right. Okay, so here it gives me a homework. um Evaluate your current workflow using digital, yeah, so it gives me like different things that I could give you to be like more successful with implementing digital pathology. As I say, it's a lot more multifaceted that our friend Claude realizes at the moment, but we're gonna teach Claude in the process. And the good thing about this, it can reference the whole chat, and it can like basically start picking up on, okay, what do I want? No, I don't want a checklist ROI calculator. Somebody else already did it a lot better than me, right? It's not like a, oh, um I don't know, download PDF and you're going to be successful with digital pathology. It's like learn it so that you can influence patient care, and there are different aspects of learning this, and we're going to teach Claude how to do it in the process. Thank you so much for joining me. You have the links to the waiting list. Let me see if I can show you the waiting list QR code so that you can actually. I think I can do it. Let me give me one more half a minute of your time, and we can do it, guys. No. Clicking the wrong thing. Entire screen. How about this one? Yeah. Okay, guys. This is the waiting list. I don't know if the comments went through or not. I didn't see any. So either I did a bad job and you just didn't want to interact with me, or it's not working. We'll figure it out. Either I'll check the system or try to do a better job next time. But this code that you're seeing on the screen right now is the waiting list for the new version of the book. And I think if you sign up for this, I will offer you the old one as well. Like you're gonna get an email. Oh, if you wanna check the old one, like if you need stuff immediately, obviously this information is still correct, but we want to make it better. But with this, you can already jumpstart your digital pathology journey. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. If you stay till the end, you are a true digital pathology trailblazer, and you are helping me advance